So what is going on?
Well, actually, I mean, there's a line of trucks here. There's probably about 150, 200 behind those and another few hundred ahead of me, just looking down towards the port of Dover. But holiday traffic is actually flowing fairly smoothly. People are turning up with their UK stickers. They're overtaking the line of trucks here and going straight down into the port. Now, the port authorities believe that things are going to build up quite quickly. Typically, people will be starting off from their homes round about now and getting to the port at 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and that's when you get really high pressure, particularly on the first Saturday of the English and Welsh school holidays. Well, it's now almost 24 hours since Port of Dover put out that extraordinary statement saying that the French had woefully inadequately staffed their border controls, which of course take place on this side of the channel at Dover, and that they were ruining the holidays for British people.
But apparently the French have said the same thing, that we didn't send enough staff to their side of the channel. Yes?
Well, there's an awful lot of finger pointing that's going on, but actually the main problem is, of course, that we asked when we left the European Union to be treated as third country nationals. That's really significant because before, anybody who's been over to Calais or Dunkirk in the past 40 years, generally you just wave your passport out the window and they will wave you on. And in particular, if it gets really crowded, they have the opportunity just to wave car after car through. No, because we asked to be treated as third country nationals, effectively there's an external EU frontier just about a mile away from me down the hill, and every single passport has to be checked. They have to stamp the passport. They have theoretically to check that you haven't spent more than 90 days in the past 180 days. They are supposed to ask to see if you've got a ticket back from France, if you've got enough money for your stay, if you've got accommodation. That's all stuff that we asked for. Now, obviously, it's a resourcing issue, and the Port of Dover say the French didn't staff things well enough. But there were always going to be problems because, of course, this time last year, there wasn't a great getaway because we'd invented Amber Plus, this extraordinary category which only France was in, which meant nobody went on holiday there because you had to self-isolate for 10 days when you came back.
Yeah, what happens logistically now, Simon, for those? I mean, did all the ferries actually get away yesterday, and is there going to be a backlog today?
Well, look, I'm looking down. There's ferries coming and going absolutely normally. And what's happening is effectively the ferry companies are saying, look, as soon as you're through, it doesn't matter what it says on your ticket, we will put you on the next available ferry on which we have space. So actually, that part of the system is working fairly well. The problem is, I think, going to reach a possible peak today. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope everything gets everyone gets to travel smoothly. But then tomorrow, and particularly into next week, it will ease off, and that will partly be because the demand from motorists, tens of thousands of people going away this weekend, will reduce. But also because I think some people will just think, well, we're not doing that. Let's go to Newhaven or Portsmouth or Poole or Plymouth, and we will sail from there across to France. So the problem will kind of sort itself out. But I tell you what, once the entry-exit system starts, and that's probably going to be sometime next year, things will get even slower because it's not just a matter of giving them a bunch of passports and getting them stamped. Everybody will have to have their fingerprints checked and their photos checked. And again, this isn't a case of Europe punishing us for leaving. It's because we asked for that to happen. We were involved in the entry-exit system in the early stages before we left the European Union, so we always knew what we were asking to be subject to.
But effectively that means we are beholden to the French, whether we asked for it or not. We are beholden to them because it has to be a French official that does it. It's not as if we could help out with the staffing, is it?
And that has to be a European Union official. That's what we asked for. That's what we've got. The crucial issue is, well, are they having a go at us because they're not sending enough officers over? Was it just a massive mess up that will get sorted out? I mean, ultimately, it's a peak time. There were always going to be queues. That was a kind of given. What we didn't know was that they would build up so quickly. But the thing is, if at first light you haven't got enough people in and queues start building up, it takes a very, very long time, as so many people found out, to get through those. And the last hotel room, I understand, in Dover sold for £289, I understand.
Ouch. Ouch. Quick word, Simon, on what your advice is then for anyone who's watching now who's planning on heading down to Dover later on today. What would you advise them to do?
Well, talk to your ferry company, or not necessarily talk to them, see what they're saying on social media. But basically the idea is, be prepared for a long wait. Obviously, if you've got pets in the car, you need to be especially careful. And indeed, young children, take lots of water. And the peak is going to be very much in those kind of middle of the day hours. And so if you're travelling later this evening, you'll be fine. If you're actually listening to GB News on the radio and you are just coming down the hill behind me, then you're probably going to be OK. And that will probably carry on for the next couple of hours. After that, though, just grin and bear it, I'm afraid.
OK. Simon, good to talk to you. Thank you.